3, 2, 1.
Hello and welcome. Guess I'm starting.
Okay.
Hello.
Welcome.
Welcome to episode 2 of CityHawk Talk Live.
Season 3.
Season 3, episode 2.
Yes,
We got a great show ready for you guys.
we do. Just that was a weak start, but it leads into a stronger middle and an explosive ending.
Yes.
Guys, you'll be so excited for this ending.
It is a great show for you guys today.
We've got an interview with Mary Kennedy, who is on Shameless, who's got some real great tips for anybody looking to get into acting. And we have the world premiere of, what was it, Aiden?
World premiere of our music video that us three have created titled Parallel Parking.
It doesn't really matter if you don't drive downtown.
World premiere of that. We got, like you said, the interview with Mary Kennedy,
Yep.
which was really, really cool to talk to her.
Was that fun as an aspiring actor?
Yes.
To get to kind of get hear from someone with experience?
Could have talked to her probably for like another hour. It was so cool.
Awesome. So we've got some other great interviews coming up. Today is mostly a day of interviews. We're going to be talking about summer. We're going to be asking people about their ice cream preferences. I mean, you know what? I just made a bad joke. I'm not going to say that, but I do have some jokes I think we should get into now. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah. So finals are finally over. How'd you do?
I'm thrilled. I got 3 A's and an F.
You're happy about an F? What class was that for?
Identifying the 6th letter of the alphabet.
I had to do a final project for one of my courses.
Which one?
How to get rid of large predators in the forest.
Ooh, that sounds rough.
Yeah, it was unbearable. We have a segment coming up all about parallel parking. So hopefully there's enough space for these jokes.
If not, we can just go back and forth for a while.
I can't parallel park because I'm a vegan.
What does that have to do with anything?
I can't use the parking meter.
Wow. That joke needs some cleanup.
Then I guess we should call a meter maid.
There's a new social media platform for people who love parallel parking. Have you heard of it?
No, what's it called?
Parallelogram.
I heard we got some new ice cream flavors on campus. Have you heard about those?
Yeah.
What are they called?
CityHawk Talk Rock Road.
Okay. And then, I found a list. Okay, Cherry Creek Chip.
My favorite one is Peppermint Tivoli.
And then we've got cookies and cream for the IT department. Of course. Of course. My parents are pissed that I didn't go to a 4-year in cream.
That's what I'm saying.
Yep. So the theater department student showcase is coming right up. Are you going to be performing anything?
Yes, I'm going to be doing a take on Fight Club, except instead of acting, I'm just going to be fighting anyone from the audience with the guts to come take on all of this.
Oh. What, so your show is just people getting beat up one after the other?
Yeah, that's the punchline.
Well, I'm going to do Flight of the Bumblebees, so I wouldn't suggest coming if you're allergic.
God, is that really what the joke says?
Yeah, it's right here in black and yellow.
Well, summer's coming up, and with that comes a host of new songs.
Always exciting.
Yeah, we got the first one up, I Hate Mosquitoes by Red Marks.
And then I Can't Remember Last Night by Amy Nessia and the Bong Hits.
Be Prepared by Just In Case.
Banana Jammin' by Peely Dan.
Questions of Earthquakes and Snow, Kingfisher and the Blizzard Quizzers.
I Work a 9 to 5, The Weekday.
Love the weekday.
Yeah, they're got some great stuff coming up. I hear they're coming to Red Rocks.
Can't wait.
Right?
Yeah. And then
what's
last but not
last?
least, we got 21 Suds by Clean Day. I heard that it's actually a joint.
Joint performance?
Yeah. Clean Day's opening up for weekday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah, it's gonna be a jammin' good time.
Very sanitized.
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Oh, there's one more song.
There's one more. That's a real long title. I thought that was like our next segment.
Oh yeah. Do you want me to say what the song is?
You say it. You've got the voice for this.
All right. I redraw districts to take away power from the people because I'm a bad person who couldn't get elected otherwise by Jerry Mandarin.
You know, I really like it when politicians are honest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Especially when they start doing their own music career.
Right?
Yeah, it makes it all the better.
triple threat, quadruple threat.
Well, I personally love these jokes. Did you love these jokes?
I thought they were amazing. Did you love these jokes, audience? Leave us a comment below.
All of these jokes have been written. Today's jokes were written by Aaron Alper.
Are the amazing CCD comedy student, and he's also done us the pleasure of handling Remy, and I think he's done so with fine precision.
I agree.
Yes, he's been very respectful of Remy's boundaries.
Give a shout to the camera, Aaron.
Yes. And are we paying him? I don't want him to hear me.
We're paying him in Bitcoin.
Oh, so not really? Okay. And my computer died, so I need somebody else's computer to see my next.
Well, we got a great show and another computer hopefully coming up.
Yes.
Computer or an iPad.
Yes, something
But
that says things.
Until then, oh man, maybe I lost where I am too. I am giving up my seat for Carrie James for your interview. If you need my computer, you can. Yep, there you go.
Give me.
All right. So first interview up is Carrie James, and Elizabeth will be taking over.
Yes. Hi.
Hi.
Welcome to our show.
Thanks.
So Carrie, you're in the law department, correct?
Yep, I'm in the paralegal program.
Okay. Cool. And so you were in Washington D.C. recently. Can you tell us about your trip?
Sure. I'm the president of the Thompson and Lucy G. Marsh Inn of Court, and it's a legal organization where judges mentor attorneys on civility and ethics. And our legal organization has reached a platinum designation internationally, and so I went to Washington, D.C. to the Supreme Court to receive an award on behalf of my Inn of Court.
Okay. Awesome. So what so I've heard that you built the only online paralegal certificate in the state.
Yeah.
How did you do that?
Well, through lots of dirt. No. There are no other online courses for paralegal classes in the state of Colorado. Most of the other paralegal programs have American Bar Association accreditation, which is an additional level of accreditation, and the ABA doesn't allow for paralegal programs to go online. I did a deep dive into some data and statistics and looked at the job ads in the labor markets in Colorado and figured out that very few of the job postings are actually looking for ABA accreditation from their students, from their new employees coming in. And so by electing not to have that accreditation, I am able to build online courses and offer them.
That's excellent. And paralegals can make a pretty good chunk of change, can't they?
They do. The median starting salary for a paralegal is $64,000 a year.
Okay. And so this is this something that you need like an associate's to get into, or can somebody just say, I want to take the certificate and just go for it?
Yep, the certificate is the way to go if you want to be a paralegal. It's 2 semesters, 30 credits. The associate's degree is for students who want to go on and go to law school someday.
Okay.
So 2 semesters, direct to work, become a paralegal. 4 semesters, transfer to get your bachelor's and end up in law school.
Well, that sounds just like an excellent opportunity for people kind of trying to get their foot in the door with a good career and wanting to maybe not being ready to move forward with more right at the moment.
Or just make really good money
Or just
right
make-
out of high school.
Right.
Or second career.
Yeah,
Yeah.
excellent. And so I think we already covered that. Are students enjoying the internship opportunities they've been getting so far?
Yeah, I would say at this point I have more jobs available than I have students to take the jobs.
Excellent. So if anybody was, say, interested in doing this, they would
Get a
have an
job.
entryway right into the job
Yeah.
market, which is such a stressful thing going to college these days. It's like
Yeah.
you wind up in debt and you don't have anything to show for it when you get out.
Yep.
So how can students find this online or find this period? Is there a place on campus they can go or?
So the best way to do it would be to go to the CCD website and
Okay.
in the search bar, type in paralegal. And you can see all of the classes you would take for a certificate or for the associate's degree. You can see student videos that they've created about the program. There's quotes from former students. And then you can also learn about prior learning credit. So students who are coming into the paralegal program that have prior experience working in a law firm or for a courthouse have the option of getting prior learning credit to
Oh.
skip college classes and like test out of them
Mm-hmm.
and fast track on their way to get their paralegal certificate or their associates. All of that's up on the website. The internship information, they would contact me directly at my email, carrie.james@ccd.edu, which is also on the website.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know, Chuckleberry seems to like he might be a little interested in your program. He's asking. He says he's been to court, but not for those types of things.
Yeah.
Would that count?
Well, no.
All right. Well, thank you for coming in today, and we're glad to have you. And it sounds like that's a great program that you put together and offering for students. So
Yeah.
thank you for that as well.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you. Okay. Bye.
Okay. Bye. All right, guys. That was Carrie James, and now. I believe Aiden is going to be interviewing one of our music students. First, we're going to play you a video. So go, Jared, in the studio with the video.
Country foster like in springtime, the only pretty time. Sweet lovers love is carol, thinking at that hour. Was in springtime, the only pretty springtime. Present time.
Sang that amazing song that you guys have seen, and that was really cool to see.
Thank you. Thank you.
You
Means
have
a lot.
You have a great voice, dude.
Thank you so much.
First question I have is, what song was that? What song was it?
So that song is called "It Was a Lover in His Last" by Gerald Finzi. It comes from a song cycle composed by Gerald Finzi, based off of poems written by William Shakespeare.
Where did you find those? Where'd you find all of it? What's the inspiration behind it?
I kind of went on a deep dive just trying to find some music to sing, and I stumbled upon that, and I was like, you know what? I don't know what all of this means, but it sounds really cool, so I'm gonna
sounds
sing
really
it.
cool. It sounded really cool.
Yeah.
We were talking earlier before the show about like when you get goosebumps when you like hear a song. and apparently only like 50% of people get that. And like towards the end of it, there you hit one of those higher notes and just goosebumps everywhere. So that was really really cool to hear.
Thank you. I have worked very, very hard on that.
It was awesome. Second question I have is, how has CCD helped your music and acting career? Because I know you did acting. Me and you both did 15-minute Hamlet earlier. So
Yep, and I'm doing 12 Ophelias
oh
now.
yes,
And so with music, it's helped me a lot. The small class size has helped me a lot because we can have really in-depth discussions between my classmates and the professor.
more personal.
Yeah, it's a lot more personal, and like we can just tee off of each other so much easier, and it ends up making the learning experience a lot of fun and really enjoyable. And in my opinion, it's like the best way to learn because it's such an intimate setting,
Right.
and you can really get down into the nitty gritty in every single detail with each one of the students because the class sizes are so small.
That's really good.
Mm-hmm.
I for like a year, like 2 years ago, I was in like a music class, and it was
Mhm.
like a 1-to-1 thing.
Yeah.
And I totally agree. The 1-to-1 like teaching, it makes it way more personal. You get to know your instructor, and the instructor gets to know you, and it fuels your singing talents, I guess, is what I'm trying to say.
It's so beneficial to the students and also all the faculty that I've had interactions with so far at the music department have all been absolutely phenomenal. Everybody in the department really is just like a fantastic human being and a fantastic professors and musicians. And as for acting, so I haven't taken any of like the courses or anything for theater related stuff here at CCD, but having done 15-minute Hamlet and now doing 12 Ophelias, it's really just helped me become a lot more comfortable as an actor because they're two pretty not your typical shows,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, you guys should have seen him in 15-minute Hamlet.
I was wearing a dress,
This guy was wearing a dress.
dying in Spanish,
Oh yeah,
playing like 3 characters at one time.
I
It
kissed like a
was-
puppet at one point, I think.
Yeah, it was a heck of a show.
No, that was awesome. Yeah.
And then and it's helped me step out of my comfort zones a lot, and I really appreciate that because as an actor, as a performer, it's helped me grow a lot. And I definitely feel that all the work that I've done so far at CCD has been my personal best work as an actor.
Nice, nice. How has your experience, like, how explain the whole about 12 Ophelias, like explain your experience with it. How is it going?
It's going.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
So 12 Ophelias, it took me a while to wrap my head around the show. Like I had to read the script a bunch of times. To like really understand it, it's pretty complicated, and there are a lot of like really small details that as an actor you really have to do such a deep dive into the character to like truly understand and to make sure that you're showing what you want your character to show in that moment. Like it took me a while to figure out how my character feels towards like the antagonist of the show, how I feel towards the protagonist, how I feel with my main scene partner for the most part, and just how everything else in the show intertwines. And this show has given me a better analytical understanding, if that makes sense, of like, reading scripts and trying to just like squeeze every bit of meaning that I can out of the words to make as much sense as I possibly can, so the audience understands what's going on, because that is
Awesome.
such an important part of theater. Because if you have an audience that doesn't know what the heck is going on in the show, then
Yeah.
yeah,
And it's nice. I'm not even gonna bash like 15-minute Hamlet at all because the audience that we did have was great. But
Yeah.
like the two, they were very different audience. Seating wise, definitely is a big.
oh yeah, yeah.
So
that was,
is
that was
it a
interesting.
weird change of pace to have like an actual, like they were both actual audiences, but like in an actual theater, I guess, instead of Shakespeare in the parking lot.
So you see the
Where's the
interesting.
rim? Where's the rimmy? The one time we don't have it.
The interesting thing about 12 Ophelias is that how we're doing all the staging is we're not sticking in one spot.
Okay.
We're moving around different spots on campus, and with the shows we had last week, that was definitely really interesting, wrangling the audience around the King Center to
Come on, guys, follow us.
literally what
Oh
we
my
have to say. Like, hey, come over here, follow us.
A weird like fourth wall break is you just
Yep.
going, okay, now get in
Well,
line.
lots of fourth wall breaks just,
Okay,
to,
okay.
just to make sure everybody's moving, but It's definitely a very different experience because, yeah, like I said, we are not just in the stage. We're moving around all over the place. At
That's
some
cool.
point, sprinting to get to, to spots, so I'm not late. For
I guess
my
that's
scene.
that's pretty cool because I mean, like even with the Shakespeare in the parking lot that we did for 15-minute Hamlet, like I think the different. It was cool for me as an actor to be on 15-minute Hamlet to see the different kind of audience and
Yeah.
different kind of way we would run a show. So just the idea of you guys being like almost like a field trip around the King's Center for 12 Ophelias is a really cool idea.
Yeah, it's a really cool. I think it plays very very well to the show itself. It just
Makes it way more interactive.
yeah, it is. It's so interactive and it's just so much fun as an actor, and hopefully it's fun as an audience member too.
My next question is, as the song was going, whenever I hear music like that, I think of like carols and Christmas
Mhm.
carols. Have you ever gone Christmas caroling?
Yes, I have actually.
How was that?
It was a lot of fun. When I was in high school, my choir would always learn like 20 songs and just
I
go
think
out,
my
go
high
out
school
around.
did that too.
Nice.
Would you do like the whole like knocking on the door thing and just
We wouldn't go to houses. We'd go to like public places.
Okay.
We'd always go to the government building. We'd always go to the nursing homes. We'd go visit like some of the elementary and middle schools around town. For some reason, we always went to Carol in the Chick-fil-A.
oh, because that's a place you carol.
Exactly.
My thing with it, and it's completely unrelated from Christmas, but like for like 3 years in a row for 4th of July, I would like knock on people's doors and read them like the excerpt of the Declaration of Independence. And like just I would have my neighbors around me like playing the national anthem, and I just like stand up there for like 5 minutes, read my bit, and just be like, "Have a good day," and I just walk away.
That is wonderful.
There was one day I did it at like a party, and like jets started flying over, and I like halfway through it, I was like, "This is the greatest experience of my entire life. Like this can't get better."
I mean, yeah, can timing ever get any better than
Right?
that?
I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most patriotic thing I think I've ever been part of. So we have 2 questions that we have to ask you because we're asking everybody.
Alrighty.
So, on a scale from one single attempt to dents in the bumpers of both other cars, how are you at parallel parking?
Dent in the car behind me.
Dent in the car behind you?
Dent in the car behind me.
Very nice. Very nice. I just got more questions that I have to ask you, actually.
All right.
And then,
Shoot.
and then we'll get to the second question after the parallel parking question. But dents in the car behind you?
Yeah.
So you go in and then you back up and hit the person?
Yeah.
Okay. See, that's still better than me.
Just a little love tap, you know.
Okay, okay. Like barely a fender bender.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
You won't be able to tell. Just buff it out.
So more questions about the music program.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do in the music program?
So my degree specifically is associates in arts with a designation in music, and so what that entails is you take throughout the 4 semesters you're here, 4 classes of music theory, 4 classes of ear training, 4 semesters of private lessons, 2 semesters of learning how to play piano, and then ensemble, and then just like the rest of your gen ed stuff. And today, actually, we had the instrumental student recital for the music department. On Thursday, we have the vocal music recital. And so like those are the big events of those are the big events of the semester for the music department, are those recitals, and that is what all our work goes into during private lessons and time with whenever we're in class for the ensembles, and then also for like the music theory classes and a lot of that, and the piano classes, we spend a lot of time learning how to compose things properly. So our final project at the end of the semester is always create a composition based off of the things that you learned during the semester.
So you yourself, because this is the final, right? I'm assuming you wrote something, like composed the whole
Yes.
instruments and everything.
So the one that I did is just 4-part for voices and then a piano solo.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's a lot of fun. It is a lot of fun, and it's a really, really good way to get the creative juices flowing.
Do you play the piano?
Yeah.
Do you play any other instruments?
Yes, I play guitar. I play the vocal cords.
Do you like
I sing.
sing a note and then like shake your
No, I'm just
throat?
joking. Yeah, I play piano, guitar. I used to play trombone.
Nice.
Yeah.
I can't play anything, so you're doing already better than me.
Well, it's never too late to learn.
I know. I'm considering doing the ukulele because it sounds
for
nice
it.
and I like the vibe of the beach.
Play death metal on ukulele.
Oh, that'd be great. Just like AC/DC on a ukulele.
exactly.
Anyways, last question I have for you.
Alrighty.
So I was talking to you about it backstage, behind the scenes, I guess, and you don't know any 80s celebrities.
Yes.
So I altered the question. Best celebrity versus worst celebrity, and who would win in a fight?
I'd love to see Danny DeVito beat up Ezra Miller.
Interesting. Ezra Miller's causing a ruckus in Hawaii.
Yep.
I think Danny DeVito could take them.
Danny DeVito could definitely take them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That is all the questions that I have for you, sir.
Alright.
We really appreciate you coming onto the show. And I hope everything that goes on in the music department and everything that you do in those events goes great. I hope your final goes well.
Yeah, thank you.
And I hope 12 Ophelias is a hit.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Yeah,
I
of
really
course.
appreciate it.
Anytime. Thank you so much. I'm going to invite Elizabeth back.
Alrighty.
Elizabeth.
Y'all have a great day.
You too. Elizabeth. Welcome back, Elizabeth.
Hi, Aiden. Apparently, we've got our tooth hurdy segment.
Oh, now 3 minutes before 2:30?
You know, you got to be in anticipation so that way your tooth don't actually hurt you.
Keep them on their toes.
At tooth hurdy.
Yeah? Alrighty. Well, you know what time it is.
My time. It's always hammer time.
Yeah. Da be da, la de da bo dum, yeah da da.
All right. And that was good. So we just spoke to somebody that does music and that acts. And next we're going to be watching a 12 Ophelia's video, and I'm going to be interviewing the star of the show.
Perfect.
So, yes. All right.
I will
Play the tape.
take my leave.
Yes.
Please, thank you.
Okay, let's keep going. You take the sugar pop away, please. So a little too much sugar in this show?
Just a little.
Just a little. All right. So, introduce yourself. Tell us who you are. You've got that acting verve. Give it to the camera.
I'm Hannah Monelli. I play Ophelia in 12 Ophelias. I'm a student here at CCD in the theater program.
Awesome. So, what do you like about the theater program here?
I like that. The really interesting thing is that we're a community college, so we are always alternating. We're always getting new students, new people coming in. But you always find like a really great sense of community with the people that are coming in. You get people with completely different backgrounds, and you like all love theater. and you all get to come together to do theater. And I think that's really beautiful because you get to put a bunch of other stuff aside and just like get to create art together. And that's probably one of my favorite things about this department.
I've been enjoying that too. I kind of joined the department at the beginning of the semester, but got into the production just a couple weeks ago, and just seeing everybody's passion for it is very refreshing. Very refreshing. The last community college I went to did not have that. Like, everybody was just like, "Oh, we're here for a grade. Oh, we want to keep things as boring as possible." And it's not like that here at all. As we could see in the video with all of the different locations and all of the different actors and everything going on. When did you get into acting?
I got into acting when I was pretty young. I acted in high school and junior high and did some community projects back in Nebraska, and then have just kind of kept up with it.
Okay. Do you have any aspirations in the industry, and do you think the program here is going to help you achieve those?
I also work in tech department too, and I also work like performing on stage, obviously. But my main goal in life is just to be able to create art and to be a part of productions that get to really create and honor stories. And I think CCD gives you a lot of tools that you get to take into like the real world, into marketing, into like business. And it gives you confidence. The teachers really give us a lot of independence with projects that we do, a lot of freedom with like taking things on, so we learn like that we can do stuff. We learn that, if we don't know how to do it, we'll figure it out. And it gives us a lot of resources and tools of how to move forward even with like some slight setbacks. And that's something that like I find very valuable, and I think will be very valuable moving forward and in any other jobs or careers I go down.
Excellent. Yeah, and it seems like the teachers are really about teaching here. Like, if they find that you don't understand something, they want you to speak out about it, so then you can be hooked up with somebody that can best get you through that. And like, so instead of just like, like managing to get a C and passing a class, you're actually learning a skill that can be then brought forward in life, which is so nice. And so we're in the second week of the play. How do you think it's been going so far?
I love it. I mean, I might be a little biased, but I think it's a very strong production. I think the students and everyone on crew and everyone a part of it has been working very hard to just really see this play be as like amazing as it can be. And so far, we've had some really great runs. We've had a few little touch-ups with some cold weather, but we all were able to come together and push through it, and I'm very excited for this next week of show as well.
I am too. Yeah, we had some things flying around outside on our last show, and that was definitely fun to figure out like what's going to hit an actor, or what's going to hit the audience, or what should we do, and nothing hit anybody, because everybody's pretty professional and good at their jobs. So you play the titular Ophelia, and in this version, she doesn't have to go kill herself over some dude. That's pretty much how I've been describing it to people. How would you describe it?
It's Ophelia's redemption story. So she comes back out of water. She has all of these tainted memories, tainted emotions from a past life, a before life, and she has to navigate this completely new world, this completely new reality that has so many ties back into that last, what she's known. And she is kind of like a little outsider and has to figure out her way in and how she fits in. And she figures out that, I have to find my place in the world. I can't just be bound to where I woke up from and bound to the people that like are almost haunting me from another life. I have to be able to find who I am, and I have to find that self by myself and go off into it.
Well, and I think it kind of speaks well to like breaking the cycle of being in abusive or toxic relationships, right? Which is, I feel like, something a lot of people can relate to, and that conversation's coming more into the public eye lately, and saying like you don't have to participate. You don't have to find somebody with the same behaviors with a different face and just keep going with that. So this has been a great interview. Thank you for coming in and joining us. And so if people want to come see the show, like, where do they go? How much does it cost? How long are we running? Give us your pitch. Give us your best pitch.
Alrighty, so we have Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday of this week. Tickets are in the box office or they are online. You can look up at this CCD AHEC website for 12 Ophelias. Show starts at 7:30. There's parking in any of the surface lots around the King Center. I would say probably get here at 7:15. Just make sure that you have your spot, you're ready, you're settled in, you know how to find everything. Show will run between an hour and a half to 2 hours. We typically get out between 9:30. And yeah, bring it. Check the weather. Bring the jacket if you think you need one.
Yeah.
And have fun. I hope to see you all there.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So now we know about the music program. We know about the acting program. We've heard about the comedy class. And now we're going. I thought we were doing And now we're going to have the world premiere of our music video, which everybody should be so excited about. And then we're going
So
to be
excited for you guys to see this.
interviewing the creator.
You ever driving around downtown, just chilling, relaxing until you come up upon somebody? And it's just the worst parking job you've ever seen. It's just terrible. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You pull up in a Mazda or a shitty Prius. Not sure about that angle, but it sure ain't 45. Your boyfriend's saying, I hope no one can see us. How the fuck you get your license? Didn't check if you could drive. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. Stuck in limbo like an endless curse. If this car was gonna fit, it would have happened 20 minutes. God, please stop, you fucking made it worse. Like your dick, I think you 2 inches to show. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You always find a spot that can contain your car. Made it in 3 moves, it didn't take too long. Pull it in that spot in hard, but if everyone was you, I wouldn't write this song. You suck at parallel, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. You suck at parallel parking, but it doesn't really matter because you don't drive downtown. So remember, kids, when you're going to learn how to drive and you're preparing to go terrorize the roads, learn how to parallel. For everybody.
Wow.
That
Oh,
was
that's you.
amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. So just real quick, this video was made by Jared, our tech in studio. Let's give him a hand. And Star in his, cut off shirt. And I would just like to say that we took a digital storytelling class, which was about an hour over in the main
Confluence building.
over in the Confluence building, where they kind of taught us about video editing, and like students have access to that for free. They've got some great scholarships that a lot of people don't do. Check it out. If you want more information, ask in the comments. And now, introducing our wonderful comedian, Aaron Alper.
Hi, everyone. Jared, if you don't have a clap track for me right now, I'm going to take your car keys. I want to very quickly give a shout out to the hosts for letting me use Remy at the start of the show. I had a lot of fun. I want to take him home with me on the bus that I ride, which is called Bussy. So I want Remy on my Bussy. And if I keep going, I think even Chuck Roy is going to give me the hook. Also, just want to mirror what Hannah said earlier. Please come out to 12 Ophelias. It is sort of a retelling, sequel, alternate universe of Hamlet. And it's set in kind of an Appalachian hillbilly version. So Ophelia is actually Hamlet's lover and cousin and sister and mother. So I call the show the 12 Oedipuses. And instead of drowning at the end, she gets really OD'd on moonshine. And that last one is only half a joke. You should come see this show. 12 Ophelias is also the name of a reality show that I've got where I yell at 12 people and then push them into a pool. So hi guys, my name is Aaron Alper. You can call me the Hindu. I'll explain. My mom is Hindu, my dad's Jewish, so I call myself a Hindu, and my great uncle Abe calls me a mistake. And speaking of mistakes, here's my opening. I can't drink Mountain Dew from a can. It just won't work. From the fountain is good, from the bottle is good, but from the aluminum can, ooh, no can do.
Oh my god.
That's a purpose joke. The purpose is to lower your guys' expectations. I'm going to tell you guys why I'm here. I'm taking a comedy class at the Community College of Denver. I'm taking it with our wonderful producer Chuck Roy. And Chuck teaches me two really fundamental things in this course: how to write comedy and which bathroom stall to do my cocaine in. I'm joking, of course. It's a community college. He doesn't teach me how to write. And, and a pro tip straight from the horse's mouth on the second one: handicapped people do not care about you hogging the stall if you save a bump for them. The cocaine is not the most dangerous thing about the course. The most dangerous thing is the commute. The roads aren't particularly dangerous, but my boyfriend's car is 17 years old. And like most 17-year-olds, it's on the verge of a breakdown every 10 minutes. He calls it roach because it's been through a lot, could probably survive just about anything. I call it malaria because it's probably going to be what kills this Indian guy. It's really only slightly better than a horse-drawn buggy, and at least if something goes wrong with the buggy, you can eat the horses. The other really dangerous part about the course is that it's on the 5th floor of the King Center, where if you don't see an acting student smoking weed, go back to the elevators. You're probably on the 4th floor of the King Center. To get there, you have to ride an elevator that was designed by two drunk guys with a fetish for safety violations. I just don't like riding broken elevators. My rule for a good elevator is like my baseline for a good bottom. You should never worry about getting stuck, and it should come less than 30 seconds after you ask it to. And I had better not hear any complaining that I'm too big once I'm in there, okay? My friends and family and coworkers and everyone had better be able to fit in there with me. Thank you guys so much. Thank you to the hosts. Thank you to the team. Please come see 12 Ophelias. Have a great day, everyone.
That was excellent. Thank you, Aaron. And
That was
guys,
so great.
we have done our timing much better than last time. We don't even have time to interview him because we've got a lovely interview to show, pre-recorded, right?
Yes, one of the highlights of the show today. I forgot what words were.
Mary Kennedy.
Well, I knew that. I was
Oh.
just talking about how I blanked on a show.
Oh, yes.
But yes,
Shameless.
We interviewed Mary Kennedy, and
And before we play that, guys, I think this is going to be our capper for the season. So I'd like to say farewell.
yeah,
Thank you for joining us. Thank you for having been with us since the beginning. Chuckleberry thanks you. He's had a lot of learning experiences and is going to probably go get a paralegal degree now.
once again, a huge shout out to Chuck Roy for setting this all up and teaching us how to be good hosts.
And how to set up bad jokes.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's been a great teacher.
Yes. All right.
Thank you so much, guys, and enjoy the interview.
Yes. And have a good summer. And remember, ice cream over popsicles. Even though I forgot to ask everybody I interviewed about that, it still stands. You, big deal.
Big deal.
Yes. We're so pleased to welcome the amazing Mary Kennedy to our show.
Yay!
Yes, final show, final interview, big deal.
Big deal.
Yes,
We held no punches.
yes. All the punches have been out.
Yes, this is our ultimate surprise that everybody knew about.
Knockout championship.
Knockout championship,
Mike Tyson.
gold medal,
Yes.
trophy, all Valley champs.
Are we in the valley? I don't think we're in the valley.
That was a reference.
I think Mary's closer to a valley than
Yes,
we are.
absolutely.
Coming to us from Los Angeles.
Los Angeles.
San Fernando Valley.
San Fernando Valley.
The
Have
valley's
you-
in the name.
And have you lived in Los Angeles long?
I will be celebrating 22 years in Los Angeles in September. Before that, I lived in New York City for 6 years. And before that, I was in New England. I come from Massachusetts, which is 20 minutes north of Boston. And it's a cute little seafaring town surrounded by water and regret. So that's
So like
Sweet.
kind of a Stephen King town, or more of a town where maybe you'll get a romantic comedy vibe?
Stephen King or Goonies, kind of.
get shot there, like Adam Sandler movie, Halloween, Witches of Eastwick was filmed there. So it depends. Like I would say in the October, November, December, kind of creepy because it's right next to Salem, which is the land of the witches. And then in the summer, as long as the weather is nice, it's a beautiful beach town, which could be kind of like Jaws. And
Okay.
and then if it's cloudy, it could be like a perfect storm.
It's
the
all
genres.
horrible,
It
is
fits
what I'm
all
hearing.
the genres. That's what I'm hearing.
I mean, A
No,
Perfect Storm was an amazing movie.
I'm just hearing all the things. It's perfect.
Yes, yes.
It's a beautiful place. It's 25,000 season, and then summertime that 25,000 turns to probably 200,000 people.
That's cool.
Wow. Yeah.
I had some friends go up to Provincetown over the summer to work, and then they came back in November because they were like, yeah, it's just dark up there for the rest of the year.
Yeah. So, but yeah, no, now I live in Los Angeles, and I live in not a little town, but a sprawling Los Angeles called Van Nuys, California.
That's nice. That sounds like it would be preferable
California, baby.
to living in
Now,
LA. So then I'm assuming the moves to New York and to Los Angeles were career related, right?
yes. So
Can you tell
I-
us a little bit about your career for our uninitiated audience that would love to learn more about you?
Well, so I went to Emerson College in Boston. I did 4 years. I got my degree in theater education with concentration in directing and acting. I didn't think I wanted to be an actor. Actually, I thought I wanted to be behind the scenes. And so I became a professional stage manager at Juilliard after I graduated school. Did their professional internship program for a year. So think of it as kind of post-bachelorette work. And then when I was 27, dating a guy who thought I was funny, and I started my stand-up career. And my stand-up career, I auditioned for all the networks while I was at the Los Angeles area. And they said, if you want to do television, you should move to LA. And then within, I would say, 2 months after that audition, I moved to LA with my boyfriend, now husband. And I booked my first commercial within 3 months of being in Los Angeles.
Fantastic.
Sweet.
Yeah. That's a little
And
bit.
so you've been I know you've been working for quite a while. You do some different things. You've got a podcast. You've got your comedy tour coming up. You've got an acting class. We're gonna want to touch on all of those. But first, can you kind of tell us what it was like filming a big name show like Shameless, like coming in kind of fresh for a few episodes around something that had that much hype?
Well, so here's kind of what happened with that. I booked ER years before, and the casting director for ER is John Levy, and it's the same casting director that casted Shameless. So he'd been calling me in. Once you book a job with that office, you go straight to producers, straight to callbacks. So I came into Shameless, and I knew it was a big job. It was going to be basically 6 weeks of work. There was a nudity rider. So there's a lot of pre-stuff I had to do, and then I auditioned, and I auditioned in front of the director and the writers and casting, and I knew I did really well. And then I didn't hear anything that night, and then the next day I got a phone call. My agent called me and said I booked this new role called New Fiona. I was going to be a part of Bill Macy's new family, and that's all they could tell me. But and from then I kept getting booked for days of work, and by the end of it I worked 6 weeks with 2 weeks in Chicago. It was an incredible experience. Bill Macy took me under his wing from the beginning. I played his new daughter, and it was an incredible experience. For all the way down through production, everyone, welcomed me with open arms. Emmy Rossum directed me in an episode. All the producers that had been on Shameless for years were directing. They directed me in episodes. So after everything's all said and done, I did 8 episodes on Shameless.
Nice.
Awesome. Well, and I think that's really cool to hear how you kind of booked a job way in the past, and that kind of led to this big opportunity. It's like once you kind of start to get your foot in the door in this industry, it just kind of keeps opening wider and wider.
Yeah, it's all about making connections. So, 99.9% of what I do is audition. 1%, I guess I'd say, is the work. And so we're always making connections. So I may audition for something tomorrow, I don't get the job, but 2 years down the road, they'll see me again and say, oh yeah, she's perfect for this. And, Bill Macy said to me, I remember one day, between takes, he said, you're one job away from getting an Emmy. You're one job away from getting an Oscar. And here's this man who's won multiple awards talking to me, who is Shameless. This was my first real big break, saying that I was one job away from getting an Emmy or an Oscar, which was exciting.
Yeah.
That's really exciting.
That's very exciting. So what would you recommend? Aiden here is an aspiring actor.
Yes, I can be.
Sometimes.
Yes.
Okay. He's not willing to act about that, but do you have any advice for someone like him who's kind of starting in a not huge city, but like a decent sized city? We're in Denver, kind of trying to break in to that type of work.
So I'm also a producer. I'm executive producer for Morgan Hall Media, and Denver, Colorado, is a great place to film. It's close actually to Los Angeles. There's great exterior. There's great shots for B-roll. You can shoot in Los Angeles and Colorado pretty easily. And so my suggestion to Aiden is, first off, be at a college that has a really good, vigorous TV, film, and theater department. I got my start in theater, and I learned everything there was to know about production in theater and live performance. And then when I came out to LA, I ended up going to UCLA Extension and learning everything that I could about film and television. So make sure you have that. And then I would contact the film office, and I would find out who casts local hires, and I would put your resume and your headshot in the bucket, so to speak. And when they do local shoots, get on those shoots. Get yourself an under 5 role. Cultivate that resume. So if you do decide to go to LA or New York or Atlanta, which are the 3 hubs of acting, you'll have a resume already.
Do all 3 of those cities have different, because I know New York is definitely more on stage kind of acting. So is LA and Atlanta kind of split?
It's changed actually. All 3 of those communities are pretty vibrant in television and film.
Oh, that's cool.
Theater is, you have the access to Broadway and off Broadway. But, you can do, when I lived in New York, I was doing television and film, and I was also doing theater. So you're going to get those those sort of things. Atlanta has a vibrant theater community as well. Atlanta, during COVID, Tyler Perry, basically built his studio up, and he's got a major studio in Atlanta, Georgia. And he was filming projects when everybody else was on lockdown because he did COVID protocol immediately. And so I had friends go to Atlanta when everybody else was in a work stoppage working. So Atlanta is really, it's super vibrant as well. LA is probably a little bit bigger than Atlanta, but I would say LA and Atlanta have a lot of the same opportunities.
That's really cool.
Yes.
That's really cool. Thank you for the tips. That is very helpful. Awesome.
Well, and I thought it was interesting to hear that you got your start kind of behind the scenes, because that's where I'm at right now and what I want to do. But it's good to know that, the doors can be opened. I already said that in this segment, I think.
Leave the door open.
Yeah, somebody's gonna have to get a shocker for when I repeat myself during
Or they just
bits.
play the song.
Yeah, just play it over what
every
I'm saying.
time you say it.
So you've got a comedy tour coming up.
Yeah.
What does that look like? What are the dates and the places, and can it be viewed online, I guess?
So when this airs, I will be in New York City. I'm going on tour. I'm spending 10 days in New York and New Jersey. I am actually filming a comedy pilot while I'm out there. And I'm also doing 4 comedy gigs. And so when I go out on the road, either I do one or two things. Either if I'm at one club and I'm doing sometimes a 5 to 7 week, right? Or I do what you call a pickup tour, and I'm picking up gigs. So I'm headlining in New Jersey, and I headline in New York, and then I have a private. And all of these gigs are paid. Teaching an acting workshop as well. So I'm teaching an acting workshop for New York actors, kids, teens, tweens, and adults. So what I try to do is I pick up as much work as I can, and I sell my shamelessly funny female t-shirt that I sell and I sign, and I try to make as much money as I can. So what that helps me do is it also helps me work my longer set, what a TV. The last time I was in New York, 10 shows in 11 days, and I taped 41 minutes. This time I'm really going for 2 things. I'm going to do stand-up, but I'm also the executive producer of this comedy pilot, so I'll be working with other comics. So, so that's what it looks like. And, this time is a little bit easier because I'm not doing every single night a show. So I'll have family and friends. I'll have time to enjoy New York. And, it's really important, I think, the older I get, to have those moments where you can enjoy. Because the road can be grueling. The road can, if you're going to places you don't know and you've never worked there before, sometimes it can be really grueling. And I'm happy to. I get to stay in a really nice place in New York, and so it's gonna be fun.
Awesome.
That's pretty cool.
Awesome. So you mentioned that you're teaching some acting to some New York students out there. I know you teach some other acting classes as well.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the space you're in right now? That certainly looks like a classroom type environment.
This is my acting studio. So what happened, we had an incredible theater. So I run the Biz Studio and Youth Acting Biz. If you go to www.thebizstudio.us, you can see that program, which is for adults, and then you can see Youth Acting Biz, which is my kids program. We lost our theater. We had a great theater in North Hollywood. It was an incredible theater. And because of COVID and because of high rents, we lost our space. And so my artist in residence, Paul Jasek, and I decided we wanted to still run classes, because as an actor, as a performer, as a comic, you can't just stop working this muscle, because at some point you're going to have to be back on the horse again. So we did online courses all through COVID. And then when I lost my space, I converted my bedroom into this space. And this is
Looks awesome.
Yeah, and I had to go through the Department of Labor and get my certificate to work with children. And I also am a teacher, so I'm a mandated reporter, so I had to get all the check marks and all that. And it's a separate entrance, and it's really great because now I don't spend any money on rent except when I do my professional showcases. And our showcases have casting, directors, development, headlining comics that work with our students. And our goal is to get people working. And, there's room for everybody. So I coach and teach people ages 3 to 83. And I've been doing it for, I would say, over 20 years.
Awesome.
Nice.
And so if Aiden here or any of our other students wanted to join in on one of your acting classes, would they be able to do so, and where would they go for that?
So what they can do one or two things. They can email me at mary@youth, YOUTH, actingbiz.com, or they can go on our website, www.thebizstudio.us. And you'll
Awesome.
see all the information on
I really
there.
liked the Stairway to Nowhere. For a second there, I didn't see the door, so I was like, yes.
That actually is to my husband's editing bay. My husband does special effects.
I was
So-
like, wow. Stairway to nothing.
And our
Think it was like
production
an acting
company.
job, like you had to walk up and pretend
I thought it was just a
that there was
staircase.
something there, and you'd be like, "Oh, look, it's an imaginary door. Let me pretend something's coming
I
out
thought
of
it
it."
was just a staircase, just there, just like I was like, yeah, that's a prop right there.
But, I think in this time, we've all had to think outside the box. And I also, you guys, I do self-taping in here as an actress because that's all we do now is self-taping. It's very rare for me to go in to a casting director, and I'm now in the time in my career where casting directors will book me directly off tape. I used to do network tests. I used to do chemistry tests with an actor. My resume, God willing, speaks for itself. A lot of these roles that I get. But
So you
it's
don't
different.
do the chemistry tests or screen tests anymore? It's just the recorded audition on them?
It's pre-recorded. Here's the deal. If, say, I was up for a huge role, like second on the call sheet, right?
Right.
And I was performing with Jason Momoa.
Right.
Jason and I actually talk to each other.
Okay.
But the roles that I book primarily are guest stars and co-stars. The funny, neighbor or the quirky mom and they know whether I can do the job by seeing the tape. Sometimes they'll do a callback and that's via Zoom. A lot of commercial auditions are via Zoom, but it's very rare for us to go in person anymore.
Okay. So it just kind of depends on what you're going for.
Yeah, and listen, that means everyone in the world can be an actor now. I have students in Malaysia. I have students, in London. I have students. So, anyone now, as long as you have a camera, some lights, and a good backdrop, and training's super important.
Right. I feel like that's a lot easier, especially for someone like me who lives at home and doesn't really have enough money to travel all the way to California or New York for an audition. That is a very more useful, kind of resourceful way of showing off what I can do.
Yeah, and you could find a local agent who may have ties in Los Angeles and New York, and you could be self-taping for a gig in Los Angeles, book the job, and they could fly you out there and house you, and
Yeah.
you could start
Have
cultivating.
them do the work for me. That's my process. That's what I think about.
Yeah, so, but training. My biggest note to up-and-coming actors is, you may think you may know it all, but, I've been acting professionally since the age of 16. I'm almost 50. So I haven't stopped training this whole time. Even when I was behind the scenes, when I was stage managing at Juilliard, and I also got to assistant direct some of the agent presentations that the actors did. I worked with people like David Denman, Anthony Mackie, Alan behind the scenes, I was like a sponge. You know, Patrick Stewart came in for a master class, and I just,
That's cool. That's
you know,
really, really cool.
watched, you know. So training.
So I'm getting a note from the booth that we're gonna have to wrap it up pretty soon.
Oh,
Been
really?
really enjoying talking to you though. I feel like we could
I know,
continue
it's
to do
so
this for
sad.
20 minutes.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
so we do have a couple of questions though that we're asking all of our podcast guests or vodcast guests today, or when it'll be filmed. So that we're asking a week from now. So on a hot day, do you prefer popsicles or
Ice cream.
ice cream? What if it was like dairy-free, lactose intolerant ice cream?
Oh, then I would go for the ice cream, absolutely.
Good. We're on the same page. I don't think I trust people that say popsicles. And for
I
the
got him.
parallel parking.
Yes. So on a scale from one single attempt to dents and bumpers of both other cars, how are you at parallel parking?
Oh. She says, I can parallel park sometimes in one.
Ooh.
That is impressive.
Ooh, Jared's gonna be in shock.
Yes, he's gonna have to up his game.
He's gonna have to up his game. We have our other guy who runs this as well, and he highlights himself on being able to parallel park.
Yes.
So the
Yeah.
competition is needed for him.
In one.
Fierce.
In
Well,
LA
thank
traffic,
you.
you know?
Thank you so much, Mary. And is there anything else you'd like to say before we have to let you go?
No, just, you know, check www.thebizstudio.us. And if you want to follow me anywhere, guys, I'm totally open to talking and helping. M. Kennedy, Kennedy, comedy is my handles on the socials.
Okay.
Sweet.
All right. Well, thank you so much, and have a great rest of your day. Have fun on the
road.
On the East Coast. Yes.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Awesome.
Great. That's
Great
our
stuff.
show, guys. I loved it. How'd you think the season went?
I think it went so well.
Me too.
I think
We've got a bear staring at us. I'm
Chuck
glad.
does this thing where he like peers out the door, but it's just like his arms and his like head.
I think he's preparing us. He was preparing us for that final
Yeah.
about having to, avoid bears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was our final. He threw us in a forest.
Yeah.
And was like, you have to avoid the bears.
And then he wore this huge costume.
Yeah.
Actually, it wasn't that huge because he's already hairy.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean,
him himself, he played the bear.
yes,
And
played the bear.
yeah,
It's pretty terrifying.
absolutely terrible.
I was pretty scared when he like rolled over on the tent in the middle of the
Oh, it
night.
was so scary.
Thought you were gonna get crushed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. That's
Well-
the show. That's the season.
That's the season, guys. I hope you check out some of the awesome things that were mentioned today. 12 Ophelias. We'll try to keep you up to date on if Aaron Alpers got any performances going on. We got the music recitals. We got the We Video digital storytelling training you can do. We got get a paralegal certificate and make a butt ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
I am keeping it PG-13 this time. Yes, I am.
We're considering dropping the parallel parking music video.
Yes.
If you would like that, show some support in the comments, and we'll consider it even more.
Yes, please do. Please do, because I would love to see that go far. I think that's going to be my entire resume now.
Oh yeah.
Just like
Future
show them the music
generations,
video.
I will be showing that
Yes.
video.
Yes. Oh, actually, you know what? My little cousin's going to love that this summer.
Oh, can't wait to show my pals
Yes.
this music video.
Right. And then let's get some final words from Chuckleberry.
Wise words. Truly
They-
wise words.
Yeah.